Have you ever had an expectation of life itself? When we have an expectation, often these expectations are not met and we're left disappointed. So have you ever had an expectation of life, how it needs to be, how it should show up? So when we have these expectations, we have these limited ideas. Life should be like this, or should be like that, or shouldn't be like this, or shouldn't be like that. And life is life. Life presents as it does. It has its flux and flow and its seasons. And having an expectation means we actually miss the beauty of what's showing up, because we're once again looking through the filter of what we're wanting, what we're expecting. And as we look through this filter of expectation, we exclude everything else. And we're looking only for what we're expecting. And when we're not finding what we're expecting, we're disappointed. And yet there's this whole spectrum of life itself that we're excluding. So instead, when we're willing, first of all, once again, to say, what is this expectation covering? And it could be anything at all. And so it's our willingness to stop and be still and discover what's here. If I didn't have this expectation of life, what am I afraid of? What would I have to meet? What would I have to feel? What would I have to experience? What do I fear I may have to meet, feel, or experience? And so as we allow this and open, rather than projecting our expectation on life, then we get to meet life from open expectancy. The openness, gratitude, awe, the gracefulness of what's here. We get to meet, experience, and explore what's here, this hugeness, this wideness of life that's here. That's never been discovered before in this moment. And so life, as I said, will present as life, this flux, this ebb and flow of life. You may experience the challenges of life. And if we have an expectation, an idea of how it needs to be, then it can be so limited, so painful when that's unmet. And sometimes our expectations are met, and yet they're met fleetingly, really. And so to notice what the expectations are, to be willing to meet what's underneath, to stop, to open, to be here, to open even more, even wider, freshly, right here, in this open expectancy of the gracefulness of life itself. And then we can be surprised by this mystery